Hi everyone, it's Nick. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, in this video today, we are going to be talking about my Amazon home decor must-haves. So I did a video on Amazon before, and it's probably my least favorite video that I've ever done because I have a love-hate relationship with Amazon. I find them to be incredibly inconsistent with their stock levels. Sometimes it's in stock, and then like the next day it's out of stock, especially things like furniture. I find the pricing changes so often. Amazon Canada is different than the US, is different than the UK, is different from every other Amazon in the world. I find them to be really difficult in the home decor space to really nail down some recommendations. But in this video, I focused less on furniture and focused on just everyday home essentials, things that I really love and use all the time that I actually own that I wanted to share with you all today. So that's what we're gonna be doing. This video is not sponsored by Amazon, as you can probably tell, because when you say you have a love-hate relationship with something, they usually don't let you do that in a sponsored post. So this is not sponsored anyway. The links are affiliate links though down in the description. So everything I talk about is linked down there. Let's get started. Okay, so first up on my list is the Einova charging stone. So this uses the Qi wireless charging standard, and this is a stone, a real piece of stone that actually you can use to charge your devices. You can charge your iPhone, it works for Android, whatever you have. If it supports wireless charging, I guess, I'm gonna say most likely, at least it's always been the case for me, it will charge using this stone. So you guys know that when it comes to technology and the home, I'm sometimes a bit of a skeptic. It needs to be functional, great. I love that, but I also want to see it be a little bit beautiful as well, dare I say. And sometimes I find a lot of things like wireless chargers tend to be a little bit too techy for my taste and not really well incorporated into the rest of the decor and the style that I have in my own home. This is an example, the only one I've ever seen. You can also buy this at Target as well, by the way. A link to that one if you prefer them over Amazon. This I got from Amazon and I love it because it is a wireless charging thingy that is still built into a real piece of natural stone. The one I got here is made of travertine. It is a beautiful matte finish. You can see all the little pock marks that you always get with travertine. I love it. It also comes in different types of stone. You can get it in a gray marble, a crema, like almost like a crema marble. You can get it in like a black marquina marble, which is just beautiful as well. So you can find different stones that are gonna fit your style and sort of your color palette, which I think is really cool. And it is functional while also being beautiful at the same time. So I have this plugged in next to my bed so that I can charge my phone every night, and it looks really beautiful on my walnut nightstand sort of stool thing that I have there, and it's really beautiful and functional too, which is important to me. Okay, next up on my list is the Lulu Candles Jasmine, Oud, and Sandalwood Candle. I love this candle. I've recommended it before on this channel. I think it was Arvin actually that originally got me started on this candle, or someone did. I feel like a few different sort of I'm influenced, I'll admit it. I've been influenced by others that have recommended certain products and then I give them a go and I'm like, yeah, they really are that good. This candle is beautiful. I love that it's a little bit woodsy while still being a little bit floral. So it's kind of that really beautiful combination. I love jasmine as a scent. I also love sandalwood. So this is gorgeous and a perfect fit for me. I love that it's this beautiful black colored glass. I think that that's really beautiful. And you know me, I don't love the candles that are really fake smelling. I have bought them in the past. I once too made those mistakes, but I really sort of favor ones that are made with natural scents. That is my preference. Every time I talk about scents, someone says that they have allergies, and I totally hear that. If that's for you, then this might not be the product that makes sense for you if you have sort of sensitivity to different scents. I do not, and so I actually really love this one. This is my personal favorite candle that I bought, as you can see, because it's nearly gone. I really love it, especially as we're heading into the fall season. This is just the perfect candle for me. Okay, and sticking with the candle theme for a hot second, this is the Suprus candle igniter. So I love this because of how easy it is and portable it is. So no matter where you are, you could take it camping. I don't camp, but if you do, then maybe this could be make sense for you. I just love how easy it is rather than trying to burn yourself with a barbecue lighter or with matches or something. This is a really beautiful, safe way for you to light your candles. It's like, I think it's like 10 bucks or something. Definitely worth it. This is how it works. So you basically just flick this on, and there you go. It's got these little blue little dots, and you press this button. You know, stick it away from my eye. That's probably a good bet. And you can kind of see it's got this little purple That's it. It's just got this little purple thing and it just lights up a candle in 2 seconds. Really easy. I love it. It's become just my go-to way to light any sort of candles. Again, perfect as we head into fall and the holiday season where you're probably gonna be lighting a few more candles. So definitely one to pick up. Okay, and then next on my list is gonna be the Worhe, I don't know how to pronounce these things, but the Worhe Travertine coasters. They come in a 4-pack and I've really fallen for the Travertine trend, if you will. I think it's, yeah, you can tell. It definitely, of course, obviously works beautifully with my charging stone, even though they are in completely different rooms. I love these coasters. These are a matte finish. Again, you've got that sort of Swiss cheese effect like you get with Travertine, which adds a lot of really beautiful texture. I really love these coasters. These are real stone, real natural stone. Again, they do come in lots of different varieties, so you can definitely color match too, depending on whatever your favorite stones are. These are my new go-to coasters. I just love that they're really simple and clean and easy. I sort of had some brass ones before, which are kind of the ones that I still use in a different room. I'm just really loving all these warm tones that are bringing into my living room, and the Travertine just gives it that little bit of warmth while still giving that natural stone feel that you all know that I absolutely love. So definitely coasters to consider. Okay, so going in a different direction here, this is a kitchen essential that I've had for years. This is the Oro Silicon Spatula. This isn't decor, I know, but it's a home essential, and here's why. First of all, it's America's Test Kitchen's preferred spatula, which between them and Bon Appetit, I listen to everything they say and buy whatever they tell me to buy because I've never been let down. America's Test Kitchen tests everything to death, and I have also tested this to death. This is my go-to rubber spatula. It can also be bought in a set, but I just bought the single one. I should probably buy the set as, oh no, maybe I did buy the set in the end. I think I did. I think I have the little ones as well. This is great because it's obviously a very high quality spatula. This has lasted me a good couple of years. I have not had any issues. There's no sign of wear and tear. I love that it doesn't have sort of that crease that you normally get where you have a different handle to the edge, because then you can wipe on the edge of a pot, which is great for, sauces and cooking and things like that. High quality spatula, super, super awesome. I feel like I'm like Kelly Stamps right now with the spatula. If you know, you know. So definitely this is a great spatula. This is the go-to. This and wooden spoons are basically kind of my go-to cooking utensils now, which definitely one to look at. I recommended this on my Prime Day as well, and I can't even tell you how many spatulas have gone through the Amazon because of me, because this spatula is that good. And people have DM'd me and said, thank you for recommending that spatula because I love it so much. This is the best spatula. I mean, America's Test Kitchen says so, and I say so. So this is the one you need. Okay, next up, this is the Virginia Boys Kitchen. Virginia Boys Kitchen, there it is. You can see it stamped right there. Walnut cutting board. So it even smells like walnut. It's really beautiful. I don't use this as a cutting board. I use this as a serving board because I bought the round one. You can buy the large square one as well, but I bought the smaller round one because for me, this is so beautiful. I know you can cut on it and it's probably very durable and whatever. I just can't bring myself to do it. I use this for more of a serving board. Now, this is made in the United States. It's real walnut. It's solid walnut. It is a beautiful cutting board. It's made from walnut trees in the United States. It's definitely something that is completely 100% made in the USA. If that's important to you, then this is definitely one to check out. It's really gorgeous. I love that it's got this ridge, which everybody knows if you are a hardcore cook, this can be really great for catching juices while you're chopping things and cutting things or whatever. This is definitely a beautiful cutting board. Now, for my actual cutting board, I actually use this end grain cutting board from Teak House, which is another recommendation from America's Test Kitchen, because again, trust them with my life, and it has not disappointed. So this, they also sell a cutting board, and I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure it's gorgeous. I'm sure it's durable, but it's too beautiful to cut on for me, and so I've decided to use it more as a serving board. But the Teak House, very durable, had that for probably a good few years, and definitely want to check out. So that's kind of a bonus pick. Okay, next up is this Stoneplus marble tray that I have bought. This one is a fairly recent purchase for me. I really, really like it. It comes in a lot of different types of stone as well. I opted for the gray just because it sort of feels a little bit like the super white. It reminds me of the super white stone, which I really find really gorgeous. It feels like it's a little bit glossy, so if you want something that's like a matte finish, I wouldn't say this is necessarily the one for you. This has got a little bit more of a glossy feel, but this is real stone. It's very heavy and comes in lots of different varieties, and it's really good for different catch-alls or, to put your keys or things like that. They say you can put it on your bathroom vanity. That's actually what it's advertised as. I don't have a vanity that's that big, to be honest, but if you do, good for you, then maybe this might make sense to put, I don't know, perfume, makeup. What do people put on their vanities? Yeah, that type of stuff. This, again, very fancy to put your, toothpaste on. So I personally use this in my living room, and I just use it as a space to put candles and things like that on to protect my surfaces in my living room. It's really beautiful. It's really heavy. Definitely worth checking out. There's lots of places you could buy marble trays. I really love CB2 stuff as well, but I thought this was a really beautiful one that I picked up on Amazon, and I was not disappointed. Okay, next up is these really beautiful wooden candle holders. These come in a pack of 3 different levels, and they've kind of got this little cute little dish that they sit on, which is kind of nice. They also have 3 little decorative cubes, which I guess it's really good if you're putting together a centerpiece and you want sort of them all to be cohesive, coming from the same collection. And it kind of just is like kind of little decorative cubes that you can put on. But the candlestick holders themselves is really why I bought it. Those kind of little cubes are just kind of a nice, cute little bonus. They're really beautiful. They're very, it's raw wood, right? So these are not stained, definitely have like this beautiful shape, which I love. Kind of reminds me of these stools that I recommended before from Barter Design. I'm gonna link those here. You know what I mean? Kind of a similar sort of style. I love this sort of slight gentle curve that they have here. Really beautiful candlestick holders. These are made of beech, so they're quite light, but they are real solid wood. And then of course you got these brass tips on top here, which are really beautiful. So definitely one to check out. I think these are really, really cute, especially if you love sort of that natural, or sort of you're going for that neutral look, or maybe something a little bit more like a Scandinavian design or space, or you're doing a Scandi Christmas. These could be really beautiful as a centerpiece in the middle of your table. So these are beautiful. They advertise it as farmhouse. Sometimes I think people just throw everything and call it farmhouse because they think the farmhouse people will just jump at it and buy because farmhouse is so popular. But in my opinion, a Scandi space, these would also be really gorgeous. Okay, so a few other picks for me are going to be, I would say coffee table books can be really great from Amazon. I'm gonna list a few that I have, the ones that you can see back there. So you've got a few different great options. So a couple that I have are the Interior Design Handbook. I also have the New York School of Interior Design. It's called Home. It's a really beautiful book as well. One that I'm really looking forward to getting is called West Coast North. Really beautiful book. Actually, Karen Vaughn, if you saw my Karen Vaughn video from a couple of weeks ago, Karen's actually featured in this book as well. It features designs local to my area, which is British Columbia. And so a lot of different cool local designers, or their work is being featured in that gorgeous book. So I can't wait to pick that up. I think that's coming out in a month or so. I'll put it on my Christmas list. Hopefully Santa will bring that for me. So there's lots of beautiful books out there. Now that book might not make sense for you because you might not be from my area and you might not be interested, but maybe you've got beautiful coffee table books that you love. I still think Amazon, remember when Amazon was just books? Am I old enough to remember that Amazon used to just be books? That was like their thing. Now they sell everything. They're still super solid for books because, you know, it's what they're really good at, and because they killed all the other bookstores apparently, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, if you can pick it up locally, that's great, but Amazon is still a really solid pick to get a lot of gorgeous books. I think that coffee table books just are always beautiful just to have on your coffee table or just to display in your home, because it gives people an opportunity to sort of flip through them and have a, you know, stare at beautiful things. And it doesn't have to be interior design related. Like you could put cookbooks if that's really what you're into, whatever sort of your hobby or your passion, you know, photography, it might be, whatever. You can get some really gorgeous books on Amazon and you can display them in your home. I just always think it's a nice way to display or talk about kind of your hobby in sort of a really natural, organic way, rather than just sitting around Instagram all the time. You can actually flip through some beautiful books and be inspired, which I think is a great thing. So I'm gonna list some of my favorites down below of some different books for you to check out, but find something that's in your hobby and display them for everybody to see. Okay, next up is this Mr. Siga soap dispenser. So I don't know who Mr. Siga is. He's sort of like a cross between Mr. Clean and like the Monopoly Man in my opinion, but I don't know who this no-name mascot is, but I will say he makes a good soap dispenser, so we're gonna run with it. So here's what this soap dispenser is. So I'm all about, if I can take something that is an everyday essential that might not be the most attractive, so if I can like hide it completely, or I can maybe transfer it to a different container that's maybe more aesthetically pleasing, I usually will, as long as I'm not really sacrificing the function, and you are not with the Mr. Siga soap dispenser. So this soap dispenser is really cool for the 2 reasons. Number one, it does look better than just having that kind of store-bought, you know, Dawn dish soap that you might have sitting on your countertop with sort of that crusty little old soap sitting at the top. Not doing your kitchen any favors, but transferring it into this little Mr. Siga soap dispenser is going to be much more aesthetically appealing in your kitchen, in my personal opinion. Second, it is actually more functional. So basically what it is you put the soap at the bottom of this thing, of this little dispenser. When you press down on it with your sponge, you get the perfect amount of soap that gets distributed onto your sponge, and then it's just great because then you just add water to it and now you have a soapy sponge, and then you can store it on the Mr. Siga dispenser when you're done with it. It's genius. This was definitely a Mike pickup. I'm usually not the kind of like home organizing guy. That's sort of Mike's area, and I gotta say, he did a good job with this thing. I think it was a bit of a gamble, I'm gonna be honest with you, but it's actually really functional and really useful. Instead of also putting it on the kitchen countertop, we actually store it inside the sink. So you can't really see it because my sink is black and it just sort of sits there. And then when you need it, you just like, you know, put a little pump, couple of pumps there on your sponge and you're good to go. And then you can get cleaning and then you can put it away and it just kind of gets stored in the sink so that it always keeps our countertops neat and clear of clutter, which, as you all know, is important to me. Okay, next up on my list is just gonna be deli containers. This is a home organization thing, which I rarely talk about on my channel because I'm not that organized. This is typically Mike's area, as I said, more than mine. But I will say he really went whole, you know, full on into the deli container world, and we have benefited as a result. So basically, when something comes into our home and we use maybe half of it, instead of just kind of having a crumpled up old box in the cupboard, we transfer it to these sealed deli containers, which are perfect for home organization. You can put tape on the side, you can write to say what it is, which of course is great. It's one standardized lid on top of all of your containers, which keeps you super, super organized. They are machine washable, although we usually hand wash them, again, with the Mr. Siga. We usually hand wash them just because I think they're more durable that way. And they're also clear, which is really, really important when you're buying home organization things because they're clear, so therefore just at a glance you can see what's there. So if you're doing it for meal prep, if you're storing some of your stuff, it's really gonna go a long way to create a more organized space in your kitchen, which I gotta say, we started doing this like 3 or 4 months ago or so. Mike went on a whole kick, and it really is a lot easier to see what you have, to make sure you don't overbuy, so you save money that way. It's just really helpful to be a lot more organized in your kitchen. And these are the ones that we got on Amazon and a link. There's a whole bunch of them on there, but these are the ones that we bought. We've been very, very happy. We've doubled down and like ordered 2 or 3 more shipments of these deli containers because they're that good. Okay, now we got a couple of big ticket items here. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about what I still think is the best deal on, it was the best deal on Black Friday, but definitely all the time they're running sales on this, and that is the Samsung Frame TV. Now, I've never really dove deep into why I love the Samsung TV, except I will say that some people miss the mark and they don't understand why the Samsung TV is so good. Because I see so many DIYs where people just take a regular television and then they just attach a picture frame on it and go like, see, I built a Samsung Frame TV. No, you did not. That is not the genius of the Samsung Frame. That is a TV that you put a picture frame on, which is maybe kind of cool, but it's definitely not the same thing. What's genius about the Samsung Frame is that when it is off, it looks like a piece of art. There have been so many people who have come into my house and said, where's your television? Because this right here looks like a piece of art when actually not in use. So it actually does a really good job of making it look like art, which I think is super impressive. And I don't know, you know, I will say this, I'm a tech person, like I like technology as much as the next guy, sure, but I'm not gonna say it's like the absolute best picture quality in the entire world. I can't say that. This isn't a tech channel, that's not why you came here. But it is, when not in use, far nicer to look at than the black box that you get from a usual TV. So I highly recommend the Frame TV. I think it really goes a long way to making your living room look more beautiful when it is off. And when it is on, it is also a really great, beautiful TV as well. I can't say it's the best in the world, but when it's off, definitely miles better than any of the competitors that are out there. Okay, and then my other big ticket item I want to talk about is going to be the Rocket Espresso Machine, which many of you have commented, the Rocket Espresso Machine back there. What espresso machine do you have? What even is that back there, Nick? It is an espresso machine, but it is a Rocket espresso machine. If you are a hardcore coffee drinker like I am, I love coffee. This is the Rolls Royce of coffee machines. This machine is not cheap, but it is made in Milan. This is a machine that you can get the quality of your lattes and your espresso to be as good as you can at your local coffee shop. Now, I know people love their Nespressos, which I do not have one. People love their Nespresso. People love their pods and they love their coffee machine. I get all that. They love their, what's the other one? Breville. They love the Breville. I've had the Breville. Like, I've done that. And I'm sorry, but those machines are never as powerful as what you're gonna get from your local coffee shop. I used to work as a barista for about 3 years myself. Quite familiar with the strength that you're going to get both from the espresso, but also from the steam one that you're gonna get from a higher end machine like this one. There are a lot of cheaper options that are a few $100 for sure that are out there, and they're great and they will do an adequate job. But if you want the quality of what you're going to get from your local coffee shop, you can't do any better than the Rocket machine. It is absolutely beautiful. We bought it a good couple of years ago. We have Americanos every morning. I'm living my best life because of it. I would recommend the Apartmento. I have a slightly different model. It's basically very, very similar. The Apartmento is what I would get personally if I were to do it all over again. It is made for people's homes. It's kind of their smaller machine, and I think it is plenty good enough for your average person to make gorgeous espresso and lattes and cappuccinos and whatever you want in your own home. And considering Starbucks took away the eggnog latte this year, which I am super not impressed about, Howard Schultz, call me, that is sacrilegious. I love the eggnog latte. But you know what? Now, Starbucks, I can make my own because I have the rocket machine and I can make it just as good as better than you do at Starbucks. So I don't need it anymore. Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much. I'm gonna link here to a video that I think you would really enjoy. And I also wanna thank my lovely patrons from Patreon who, yes, I just started a Patreon. If you didn't know, I'm gonna link that below as well. We do live streams over there and you can ask me a bunch of questions, submit a bunch of photos that you might have of questions about design, and I answer them over there on the Patreon, so go check that out. Thank you to my gorgeous patrons here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.